My name is Kevin Gunner, owner and head instructor at the Snake Pit Martial Arts. I wanted to make a video of some of the more commonly asked questions. It's sometimes a little harder to answer with just a text or email or maybe even over the phone. So the first question, what is it you do? What style of martial art? It's a tricky question because if I say just karate, you envision stand-up, acrobatic, karate-do type stuff. If I say jujutsu, you envision ground fighting and just strictly ground. And that's not what we do. We do a little bit of everything. Our base style is American Kenpo. If I was going to describe it, I'd say it's a variation of American Kenpo. And American Kenpo is a very versatile art in its own. It's a mixture of Japanese and Chinese. It's got, circular Chinese and then linear of Japanese arts. Also, we have some Dragon Kenpo in there. It's a derivative of American Kenpo. And then we have the Jeet Kune Do. And Bruce Lee, the founder of Jeet Kune Do, and Ed Parker of American Kenpo, they actually collaborated together when they was in the beginning stages. So a lot of the things are very similar. I studied Jeet Kune Do before I come to American Kenpo, and I was amazed at the similarities. But those three is the basics of our base techniques. And we'll start out by showing you your very first technique you would learn coming in the door. It's called delayed sword. It's we do it off of a grab to start out with, but it could be a punch or a push. But this right hand coming at you. So here's an example of it. Okay, the next main style we do is small circle jiu-jitsu. And I know when you think jiu-jitsu, you think automatically Brazilian jiu-jitsu, just strictly ground fighting. Small circle jiu-jitsu is small joint locks. We got throws in there. The stuff that they don't use in UFC, because UFC is a sport, let's face it. Beginning of the UFC, it was a lot better. They could do small joints, but then they realized small joint locks in the fight way too quick. So they banned those. That's what you want to do in a real street fight, is you want to end it quick. You don't want to play around, grapple on the ground. Get it done. So small circle jiu-jitsu, and that's where we get our pressure points, some of them from to the Kyosho jitsu part of it. And then there's derivatives of that. There's a Fa Jing Xuan. We get a lot of, it's a form of Gung Fu. We get a lot of our pressure points from it. And also the trapping, the Gung Fu part. And it's in Jeet Kune Do, and that's all mixed in our techniques, which you'll see if you sign up. But I want to show you now an example of incorporating the small joint locks into this same technique you just saw, delayed sword. Okay, another art that we stress a lot is Russian Systema. This very hard for me to describe, so instead I'm going to show you a clip of our style is Vladimir Vasiliev, Mikhail Rabko, and Konstantin Komarov is the three guys in this clip that you're fixing to see. So here's the. As you saw there, it's a lot of relaxation. Just learning how to flow with it. That's the main thing that we get from Russian Systema. There's a whole lot more with it, but that's the main concept that we get with it. And now I'm going to show you a clip of that. Yet the same technique, first technique you learned from the door, how to flow some Russian Systema into that technique. Okay. Last, certainly not least, Combat Sambo. Combat Sambo is where we get more of our ground fighting at. and it's more leg lock, still small joint. You got ankles and knees to lock. There's takedowns in it, takedown counters. It's a very good art. I was going to show it float into delayed sword, but that's a little bit more advanced of a something. So I'm going to show him a different technique, and it's a orange belt technique, and it's the third orange belt technique you'd learn. It's called Dance of Death, and here's the technique by itself without anything added. Okay, and here is a technique with a little ankle lock thrown in the end off of the Russian Sambo. As you can see, all these arts, they mesh very well, and that's what we do here. You know, it's important. Ground fighting we learn, but the thing we focus on is when you get taken to the ground, get back to your feet. Because in the real world, I mean, unless you're in a back alley, it's just you and this guy. In the real world, you know, you're on the ground fighting this guy, and his buddy's over here watching. You start winning. What do you think you're gonna get? You're gonna get a boot knife. Boom. So you don't want to be down there grappling around. You want to get back to your feet. That's just my opinion of it, but that's the way we train. And another thing I want to stress is we focus on the why versus the how. And you got to learn how to do the technique, but it's very important to understand why. You know, why are you striking them here, and why are they there, and then you know why are you doing this, and because they all have a specific reason. We don't just strike just to strike. We have a specific point we're striking to control our opponent. And also we're able to individualize this art to the person. I always tell people, you know, like Jimmy's Kenpo is going to look different than my Kenpo, and Tony's Kenpo is going to look different than Jimmy's. It's, you know, we tailor it to fit you. We don't change you to fit the art. We change the art to fit you. I always get asked, what age do we start at? 5 years old is generally where I like to start them. It's where they kind of have a good attention span. But if you got a 4-year-old that, you know, he pays good attention and think he'd do good in class, you bring them down, try it out, see if they do good and are interested in doing it. And as far as age top out, there is none. I'm 46. I'm no spring chicken. I have a student that's older than me, and I've had older students in the past. That's where it's good that we're able to tailor our art to fit the person. Price. It's $80 a month. That's 2 classes a week, and that's $80 for everything. We don't do it's $80 for the Kenpo, and then if you want to learn Jujutsu, it's another $30 or another $40 for this. $80 a month, 2 classes a week, and then we learn all that. Occasionally, I'll have a Saturday class. You know, if I got a Saturday off and it's going to be pretty, I might have a Saturday class. And family rates, it's $80 a month. Now, within the same household, it's $60 for each additional. So it'd be $140 for 2, $200 for 3, $260 for 4, and so on. Because you shouldn't have to pay an arm and a leg for martial arts classes. You're gonna need those to defend yourself. And also, you get 2 free classes to try us out. Completely free. You don't buy no uniform. You come in sweatpants, comfortable shirt, something you can work out in. Try us out for 2 full classes, doing what we do. And if you like us, it's no contracts. You pay your monthly fee. In 3 months, you decide we're not what you want. And you're on your happy way, and no harm, no foul. Because martial arts isn't for everybody, and what we do is for even less people. Because as you saw from the techniques, we actually 90% of what we do is hands-on. Most schools, they'll do just floor work, punching and kicking the air. We do a little bit of that, but most time you want that feeling of what your opponent's doing. So If you sound like this might be the school for you, just contact us. Let us know you're coming down. Try us out. Like I said, completely free to try us out. And I do have limited spaces. I'm not going to pack my studio full because I like to be able to give people that individual attention. So 12 people is kind of where I'm thinking right now per class. And right now I got 6 in kids, 4 in adults. And once I get it full, just have to put it on a waiting list because I'm not going to pack it in there. I got a day job that pays my bills. And as long as the school pays for the school and gives us some extra money to buy stuff to work out with, that's all I need. So, look forward to hearing from you.